I always had some bad up until now. I ain't got nothing but a bunch of cauliflowers. Oh, Lord, just with it. Look. Well, anyway, she had that accent, that New York accent. I used to love the way she called my name, Terry. Teddy? Terry? 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 I used to love that shit to hear that shit she called my name. She had that New York accent bad. So anyway, we end up being together for a couple of years and end up splitting up, going our separate ways. Well, after I guess a year or two, I thought about her. She went across my mind. I was like, I wonder what Renee doing. I was living in Birmingham then. So I always had a number, so I called her. She was in Detroit at the time. I was like, what you doing in Detroit? What you trying to get back to New York? She was like, I just got tired of Alabama. You should come up here too. So I goes up there. You know. Goes up there. It's a long history with me and her too, because that's when the time I ended up going to prison while I was with Renee. For being loyal and all that, Renee was a loyal person towards me. I don't even know why we got there. I think we lost touch of each other when I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I did like 13 months in prison. So after that, I think we kind of lost touch. Then an incident occurred at my dad's house. And she was staying there while I was locked up, and she had to move immediately. You know, shit like that. Anyway, I goes up there to Detroit. I hate like I went up there, man, because she was staying in the motel, like this shit here right now. But she told me she had an apartment. Come to find out, she lost her little job. It was a little fast food restaurant. But she knew my family. If I was in a bind somewhere, she knew my family would get us out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, come on, man. I asked my family for the money to get here. Right there, I got to ask them for the money to stay here. So I end up, my dad, them end up coming through. So I had to pay the rent for the week. I paid it. With them days coming so fast. So she wanted me to call her mom in New York and tell her mom that she was locked up in jail and she needed the money to get out of jail. She was only doing that to pay the rent. She deceased now. And I'm going to tell you why she deceased too. Go get you some help. What kind of damn help I need? Why you better go sit your ass somewhere down somewhere and read a newspaper. You be better off you get better off entertainment that way. Okay, anyway. So she wanted me to call her moms and tell her mom that she was locked up. And I told her I wasn't gonna do that. So we get into it. Because I didn't feel like that was, some just because of you speak it don't mean you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know that's wrong. Calling your moms, gotten all worried and upset over a lie. You know, and I didn't want that to come back on me. I felt like like that can come back on me. I didn't want that to come back on me. I told her I wasn't going to do it. So we got into it about that. Because I wouldn't do it. Well, we might as well go on because we got to get out of here then. I said, well, it is what it is, man. You got me up here on some anyway. You ain't even got no damn job. You know what I'm saying? Yourself. Cause I always, when I got with women, even if I got with females, I always hold my own weight down. I always was a plus instead of a negative. You feel me? I always was a help instead of coming in leaning on somebody. You feel me? So yeah, that's how that went down. But I'm gonna tell you, she ended up passing, and she ended up passing after I had got back to Alabama and been here for a couple of years. She ended up passing because she had thyroids. And, you know, I don't know what, I can explain to you what it all means, thyroids. In her neck, she had thyroids, and she ended up passing because she didn't get that surgery done. And I didn't even wonder, and how I found out, I saw her cousin working in a park place in Selma, Alabama one day. And I was like, Anthony, what's happening? He's like, Tara. I'm like, yeah. I said, man, how Renee doing? He said, man, Renee been dead about 6 years. I was like, wow, really, bro? He's like, yeah, she never did go get that surgery done. And they found her dead. She had to move back to Selma. I was like, wow, really? So she ended up passing in Selma anyway. I had to relocate. I had, now I wouldn't say family in Detroit. I had family that had friends that I knew in Detroit, put it that way. And these are the names that I'm not gonna mention. So anyway, I remember coming to Chicago when I was younger. My people, they used to send for us to go to Chicago, spend the summer. Well, right across the street from us was this girl that was older than me, probably, 3 or 4 years older than me, might be 3 years older than me. Never in life spoke to her, like, not sexually or nothing like that, tried to get with her, or none of that. Like I said, she was older than us, older than me anyway. But boy, oh boy, when I told my family what really was going on and how I was stuck up here, they started trying to figure out ways of getting me, you know what I'm saying, back to Alabama, if not, or whatever. Well, that was the main plan, to get me back to Alabama, but they know I had to move that night. So I left. This girl, she had then got married, stayed right across the street from my auntie in Chicago, but it's Detroit. She lived in Detroit. So her husband came and got me. This is crazy. This is a crazy story, yo. Her husband came and got me. So, won't mention his name either. He came and got me, took me back to the crib. They welcomed me with open arms. I was happy. Now I really don't want to leave Detroit. You feel me? I really don't want to leave. Ended up, they was like, she was like, well, if you want to stay, you can stay. Because I was younger then. I always been a handsome dude, you feel me? You feel me? And then I always been handy with my hands. So, anyway, he wasn't giving her the attention that she was looking for. He was one of them guys, like, he used to like to play video games all the time. You feel me? He get off work, all he want to do is play video games, eat, go to bed, go back to work. Come get off, play video. If it's the weekend, all he do is sit in front of the TV in his bedroom, playing video games. So she got she got used to it because, I guess if the bills are being paid and this and that, you'll settle for shit. But then here go me, I done came in the picture and I'm doing everything that she wanted in a man. I'm not trying to. I'm not a home wrecker or nothing like that. They allowed me in their crib. You feel me? But I was everything she was looking for. You feel me? Like, this is getting interesting. For real, man. This is no lie. If I'm lying, God, kill me right now. This is no lie. I'm not fabricating a story. I'm telling the story, how it went down. And this kind of happens. So, everybody know I like to cook. So, I started cooking. Like, they was like, you know why I started cooking? Because they was taking too long to cook. And then you had to wait. It was a thing where, he went to work, she went to work. And they had 2 boys and they went to school. But they used to have to get off work and then come home and start cooking. So I changed that. I was like, I had the food done when they walked in the door. They smelled food. You feel me? So it was like dinner ready. All they had to do was come in, wash their hands, whatever, and get to eat. And I did that every day. Type, like, you know what I'm saying? So that was one thing that made her go crazy, like, because she had to do all the cooking. Her husband never cooked nothing. All he wanted to do was play no video game. So that was one of the things. And then she started saying stuff like, you want to go out on the town? I want to go show you Detroit? Blah, blah, this. Well, we started riding. Me, her, and the boys. Like, we riding everywhere. We going to the movies. All this kind of shit. And this is where things get complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man, he sensed, from his woman. I know he do. I mean, because I remember when it first started off, we in the theater, the movie. The boys had fell asleep. So it was a scary movie, so to speak. So she grabbing my leg, sitting next to me, grabbing my leg. We ended up going to the movies pretty regular too, I can remember. But anyway, that happened. We end up, I think, with our first kiss in the theater. It's like, I hadn't had none in a while, and she hadn't either. So, man, we went real deep in. At first, we would just sneak out the house, right? Go get a room. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the room, pound, and then go back out. This shit's so funny because she used to drive up in the car and I would be walking to the house like I'm walking. Like we would never pull up together. Like we would never pull up and I'm in the car and like that. I'm just a little crazy. But anyway, I think he ended up seeing something on the check stud on their bank card or something about a motel. And that's where it's got into it. But I'm looking around like, I'm walking around like, no, you didn't. I know you ain't cheating. I'm being messy as hell. So anyway, dude, they had one car. We only had one car at the time. So he used to have to catch the bus, like, so she can keep the car and go to work. So She was like, well, why don't you let Terry take you to work with the car? He can drive the car back. So he was like, yeah, good idea. So that went on. That went on for a couple of months. I'm dropping him off at work. 4-something in the morning, coming back. I don't even think I had no license then. But I never got stopped in Detroit. You feel me? Never got stopped. But anyway, because I did the right thing. I bring the shit back, like that. But anyway, it come to the point where, okay, some days she had off days. And I used to have to take the kids to school too. But the kids got to be at school at 7. So she had to be at work like at 9. Man. So we started having sex. We started having sex every morning after I dropped them off at work. Crazy, man. I used to be up there scared as like I'm up there. I used to be scared. Like I'm looking down the hallway. I got everything off so I can hear. But I ain't lie, I applied some pressure in that man's bedroom. And then one day, he sensed it because they had started getting into arguments. But she overpowered him because I guess she was a woman. You know what I'm saying? And what she said goes, I guess. You feel me? So to speak. I took that joker to work one morning, same as any other morning. That joker got on as soon as I dropped him off, I'm thinking he gone in the building to work. He got right on the bus to come back to the house. Bro, this dude was this close from catching me and his woman. This close, this dude was. I'm talking about. The only reason I heard it, okay, and up there in Detroit where they stayed at, the first, you got a bottom door and you got a top door. You got a bottom door, you go up some stairs, you got a top door. And I heard that bottom lock. And I come. Only thing that I was talking about, I heard something. I said, oh, wait a minute, God, hold on. I got out the bed, grabbed my pants. Only thing I ain't paying no attention to. My shit hard as a brick. And that's what he was looking at. I said, man, I thought somebody was breaking in here. But my shit, after he passed by me, I looked out. Boy, it was on after that. He wanted me out of his house. And she was like, no, you leave. Man, then he had ended up leaving too. He ended up leaving, going to his mama's house. And boy, oh boy. Now, I still can't go in there and just lay in the bed and shit with her like that because of them kids. You feel me? I ain't want them kids, they love their daddy. I won't never let them see me in their mama's bed. You feel me? I seen this on a Tubi movie. Somebody must have heard it from me then. So, like in the mornings, we ain't had to take him to work no more because he wasn't there. So in the morning, she'd get out the shower with that big towel around her, smelling like, woo! That mom, you smell so good. And then she'll stand by my door. Psst, psst. I'm like, oh boy. I've been in already dropped the kids off at school. I'm in that motherfucker applying pressure. Then he ended up missing his family, and I felt bad. I did. I just told her, I said, man, look, I'm sorry, man. I just can't, you feel me? Keep doing man. Because I felt bad about it. I felt bad. Yeah. So we ended up going on a road trip after that. All of us, the kids, we ended up going to Washington, D.C. We trying to fight this not with each other, man. We go to her sister's house in D.C. Crib so tight, dog, so expensive. I'm in the basement. They gave me the basement. Like, you want the basement? I was like, yeah. Whole kitchen in the basement. Pool table in the basement. Refrigerator, everything. Flat screen TV in the basement. Shit. Her sister husband ended up going somewhere. Boy. I was in there laying back, chilling in the water bed. That dude came and snuck in that water bed and applied that pressure so fast. I was like, man, how we gonna stop? We all taking trips to Chicago and so we could just be together. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to go back to him. I begged her. I said, man, go on, go back to him, man, for real. I said, I'm going back down south, man. And that's what happened, man. That's what happened. Leave your comments in the chat. I got plenty more stories of my life. It didn't happen that I want to come up here and testify. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you, I got another story. The girl that I was talking about, Renee, she ended up stabbing me in the back. Stabbed me. I'm talking about literally with a knife. Yeah, I've been stabbed in the back. Yeah, because I came home at 3 in the morning. Just because I came home at 3 in the morning. What happened was, I ended up meeting some old friend of mine in Birmingham. And these kind of friends, they were like close to the family. And I saw them, man, and they had a little spot, man. We were around there just kicking it. I'm drunk. I made it to the house. As soon as I knocked on the door, when that she was so mad, man. Had a knife about this long. Wasn't no big knife. Soon as I turned my, we in there arguing in the kitchen. And I was like, man, I'm going to bed. I can remember that. As soon as I turned my back, I heard something hit me in the back, like that. So it puzzled me, like, why the she just hit me in my back like that? I'm intoxicated. I don't feel the cut. Some said go in the bathroom and look at the mirror in the back. Man, my damn back was bleeding like a motherfucker. That time she was running down the street. Running, trying to get away, running down the street. I ran behind her ass. I said, you gonna put some bandages on this shit before you take off. Renee. Rest in peace. Shit. Just trifling. No more. I knew you were going to come in here and say that. My younger days, I wouldn't dare do it now. I don't care. Because they did worse shit than that. I so did it. But I let him have his wife, though. She wanted me. She wanted to be with me. I could have stayed on up there, did a life, you know what I'm saying, built a life with her and everything. I could have did that. But I didn't. I didn't do that. I got that out from up there. And they end up getting back together. They end up getting back together. And he still don't know what happened for real. I don't have no proof. And that joker was showering. That joker boy, when she let loose, boy, it's like a water faucet that went through. I ain't never experienced that. We tried to be apart from each other, around family. Couldn't do it. So y'all think y'all put 11 on the stars. I had to get that story out there. Always support the channel, man. I got a lot of more stories to come with you. This is your boy Dad. I'm out. Make sure you hit that like button for me. I'm out. Peace.